Hello, everybody. My name is Erin, and today I want to give you a little reading update and talk about what I'm currently reading right now because, why not? If you have any suggestions for books I would like to read that you think I would be interested in based on what I'm telling you right now, you can go ahead and let me know. I always love reading suggestions, book suggestions, all about that. So let's get right into this. So, the first book I am reading. So, just so you know, I am reading 3 books right now. I am someone who I have to be in kind of a certain mood to read certain books. So, if I'm, for example, if I'm reading a book that kind of you, I need to be paying attention a lot more and I need to be focused on the book, I'm not always in like a mindset where I can do that. So, I'll probably read a couple other books to kind of get me focused and, all that good stuff. So that's kind of what's happening right now. Because the first book that I was initially starting to read is A Conjuring of Light by V. Schwab. It's the last book in A Shade of Magic for the Shades of Magic series. And it's a good series. I like it. But I'll kind of go into a little more about the first 2 books as well. So the first book, loved it, read it really quickly, was all about it. Started reading the second book. It started off with a point of view I wasn't really interested in, and I was like, well, this is great. But then once I got past that little part in the book, I got more interested in the plot, and I read through it pretty quickly. And then the ending, so it kind of ends with a lot of stuff going on, and that's how the third book starts. Is also with there's a lot going on, and it's being told from multiple points of view in like a short amount of time, and I'm like, I'm very interested in what's going on, but I don't have the attention span right now to focus and make sure I understand what's actually happening so I can follow the plot throughout the book, especially because it's a long book. So if I don't really understand what's going on in the beginning, I'm going to be spending a lot of time being like, oh, what? So I kind of took a little break from it. I'll probably get back to it once I'm finished with the other 2 books because I I can tell it's helping a lot. So the second book that I started reading is a Nora Roberts book. It's called The Witness. My boyfriend's mom actually lent this to me because I told her I've read some Nora Roberts and I liked him. So one series I actually really liked by her is called The Bride Quartet. It's actually right back here. It's about 4 friends who run a wedding business, and I think it has a great romance. It's a great romance series. So if you're into that and you're looking for something new and you haven't read that yet, I would suggest that. It's great. Um, I'm not. If you want me to, I can talk about it a little more in another video, but I'm gonna go back to The Witness, which is not at all like that series. um, for those of you who aren't as familiar with Nora Roberts, and might just know that she writes a lot of books. She did a lot of romance books, but she does tend to venture out of it. I think she has a newer series out right now that's very more, I would say sci fi fantasy like. I don't know, I haven't read it. This is based on what I've heard other people tell me. Um, it's a series my mom actually enjoys, which is she's just not really into sci fi or fantasy, so she's like, that's a that's crazy. Um, Shows you how much she enjoys Nora Roberts. And then also it's a series my dad enjoys, and he's more into that kind of stuff. But he doesn't read Nora Roberts. So I'm like, interesting. So she writes a lot of stuff, different genres and that kind of stuff, which I respect because I read a lot of different genres, so I like to try writing a lot of different genres as well. Um, so, anyways, I'll give you an idea kind of what this book is like by the little blurb on the back. So, Elizabeth Fitch's short-lived teenage rebellion began with L'Oreal Pure Black, a pair of scissors, and a fake ID. It ended in blood. So that gives you an idea of this story and how that's gonna go. Definitely a lot different from four friends running a wedding business, but I liked it so far. But because of what I've been watching on Netflix, which I've been watching the Madeline McCann docu-series, um, I'll go into that in a different video because I can talk about that for a while. But it's kind of dark, sad material, you know. So reading this right now, not really what I want to do. Not in a good place to read it that. I kind of want something a little more lighthearted. So I started reading a third book, and it's The Moon and More by Sarah Dessen. So thing I love about Sarah Dessen is that I always get through her books really quickly. Like I just started reading this last night, and I'm already almost 300 pages in. Like that's yeah. So her stuff for me is something if I'm in a reading slump or if I just want something kind of, I would say she does good beach reads. I would suggest picking up a Sarah Dessen book. My favorite book by her is the, I was going to say The Moon and More. No, this actually isn't one of my favorites. It's a good book, but my favorite book by her is Just Listen. And the thing about Just Listen is that it incorporates music in the story, which I love me some good music. So there's some good song suggestions in there, and the plot and material of the book is also good. Granted, with Sarah Dessen, something I will let you know is that one of her main critiques is that she has very formulaic writing. So if you read one of her books, you have a general gist of how her other books are going to go. And I would actually agree. It's she does do a lot of, books about the main character being a girl, she has a problem, she meets a guy or a guy comes into her life in some way and, they fall in love, they have a big argument, something happens and they end up breaking up or, there's something that happens, some kind of conflict, and then they get together in the end, or they might not get together. Girl learns something profound, blah blah blah. I'll actually probably leave that review in the description because I think they did a good job of laying out kind of how it goes. And you know what? I don't mind that because sometimes I just want to read a book, and even though I have a general idea of how it's gonna go, I might get lost in the story as far as like trying to see it from the character's perspective, or I might just be like, I just need an easy read. I just want to read, but I can't focus on anything. So I'll pick up a Sarah Dessen book. That sounds awful. She does have some good books out there, though. Um, but you'll kind of notice after a while it is kind of a formulaic thing. But at the same time, not everything you read has to be some kind of literary classic in the making or whatever. You can have fun reads. It's like people who watch rom-coms. I would that's how I would put it. Um, you know, I enjoy reading it. It's all that matters to me. But yeah, that's what I've been doing reading wise for the past, well, I started that book about a couple weeks, well, I started what? I started Conjuring of Light, I want to say a couple weeks ago. I haven't gotten any further in it. Maybe it was a week ago. I don't really remember. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to reading wise. And that's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you're all having a good day, night, week, I don't know, weekend, whatever time of frame you're in. Hope it's going well. Alright, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!